Okay, so AI, right. It's like everywhere you look these days, you see those crazy good recommendations online, headlines about AI changing like everything. But what does it all actually mean? You all wanted to deep dive into this whole AI thing, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Unpack what it actually is, how it works, and why you should care. Because, like, it's not just for the techies anymore, you know? We're going deep into the world of AI. We've got some great insights, especially from experts over at Tech Target and their piece on, well, what is AI?
And it's a great place to start. Cuts through the hype. The core of AI. It's about machines, but mimicking how we think. It's not just programmed instructions.
Mm.
AI is about learning, figuring things out, kind of like we do.
So it's more than just robots taking orders.
Exactly. Think of it like AI is, like a giant toolbox, right?
Mm.
And inside, you've got tools like machine learning, deep learning. People use them all interchangeably with AI, but they're not quite the same.
Okay, so break that down for us. What are machine learning and deep learning then?
So imagine like feeding a machine tons and tons of data. Machine learning is how it goes through all that, picks up on patterns, and learns to predict stuff. Like showing a computer thousands of cat pictures, eventually it'll start pointing out cats on its own.
That makes sense. So
Yeah.
where does the whole deep learning thing come in?
Deep learning, see, that's inspired by our brains, uses artificial neural networks, which are these layers of algorithms to process info. It's not just recognizing patterns anymore. It's like deeper understanding kind of how our brains work, like facial recognition, those crazy good recommendations you mentioned, even self-driving cars, all that.
So deep learning is like giving the machine a brain upgrade to really understand the world, right?
Exactly. And it's already changing our lives, even if we don't realize it. Your virtual assistants, like Siri, Alexa, they use natural language processing, NLP for short, to get what you're saying. AI making tech talk our language.
Like they're actually starting to get us. And that spam filter saving me from like a million junk emails, that's AI too, right?
Yep. AI is great at sorting through tons of data, making choices based on what it finds, like a super organized assistant for your inbox, but also way beyond email. We're talking changing whole industries, healthcare, finance, even creative stuff like art and music.
It's like we're on the edge of something huge. But sometimes it's hard to grasp what that means for us day to day, you know?
The thing is, look past the hype. AI isn't some far off thing anymore. It's here, changing how we live, work, experience the world.
It's like not just robots and sci-fi stuff anymore, right?
Right.
It's actually changing things, like right now. Like that thing in the article about AI detecting cancer earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. So think about it. AI looking at medical images, scans, and it can pick up on these tiny little signs of cancer that honestly doctors might miss. We're talking saving lives here just by catching it early.
That's huge. It really shows how AI can be good, doing things we couldn't even dream of before, especially in medicine.
And it's not just healthcare. Those recommendations you get on Spotify or Amazon when you're shopping online, that's AI too, looking at what you like and figuring out what you'd want next.
It's like a personal shopper for everything. But gotta ask, there's gotta be downsides, right? Like everyone's worried about AI taking jobs.
It's a worry for sure. AI is getting smarter. So, yeah, some jobs, especially the repetitive stuff, data entry, that kind of thing, could be automated.
Mm.
But I don't think it'll be all bad.
So no robot uprising then?
Not exactly. Think of it more like we're evolving with AI. It's not that jobs disappear, it's that they kind of change. Frees us up to use our brains for more creative stuff, critical thinking, things AI can't do, not yet anyway.
So instead of replacing us, AI could help us do more interesting work, stuff that matters more.
Yeah. Imagine AI does the boring parts. We focus on the big problems, the creative stuff, connecting with each other. That's the goal.
It's a whole new way of thinking about it. AI is a helper, not a threat. But to do it right, we got to understand the different types of AI, right? The article mentioned four.
Right. And each one's like a stage in how AI is evolving. The simplest,
Right.
reactive machines. They're all about the now, responding to what's happening right now, no memory or anything.
So kind of like those old calculators, just input, output, no learning.
Exactly. Deep Blue beat Kasparov at chess. It analyzed the board, calculated like crazy, but it didn't remember past games, just reacting to what it saw right then.
Okay, so reactive machines, living in the moment. What's next?
Limited memory, AI. This is where things get interesting. They store past experiences and use that to decide what to do next.
So they learn like us, like
Uh,
self-driving cars, right?
exactly. Self-driving cars, perfect example. They use sensors, gathering info constantly, where the lanes are, how far away other cars are, all that. Combine that with their programming and what they've learned from past drives. That's how they navigate. Like a driver with a perfect memory of every road they've ever been on.
Wow, that's wild. We went from calculators to AI that can like drive. What's next? AI that can think like us.
Well, that's where the next two types come in. This is where it gets kind of theoretical, but super interesting. The third type is theory of mind, AI.
Theory of mind.
And
Sounds intense. What's that even mean when we're talking AI?
it's from psychology. It means being able to get that other people, they have their own thoughts, beliefs,
Yeah.
like putting yourself in their shoes.
So AI that can read minds.
Not quite mind reading, but yeah, this AI to try to figure out what you're thinking or feeling by how you act, what you say, even your facial expressions. It gets that other beings have their own thing going on inside, just like we do.
Whoa, that's kind of amazing and creepy at the same time. Imagine AI knows what you need before you even say it. We're not there yet, though, are we?
Not even close. Theory of mind AI, that's a tough one, even for the best researchers. We've made progress with language processing, understanding emotions, but actually getting inside the AI's head like that, that's still way out there.
Okay, so we've got learning AI, driving AI, maybe someday mind reading AI. What's the final level?
This is the big one, and maybe the most, I don't know, unsettling. Self aware AI. This is sci fi stuff. AI that's actually conscious. It knows it exists, knows it's separate from us.
So, not just acting like us, but actually thinking for itself.
Exactly. And that brings up some big questions. Is that even possible? Do we even want that? We're nowhere near that, by the way.
Whole other conversation there. So, let's bring it back down to earth for a sec. We've talked about healthcare, self driving cars, but the article mentioned AI popping up everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Tons of industries are changing because of AI. Finance, for example, using it to spot fraud, figure out where the markets are going, even give personalized financial advice.
So, it's like having like a whole team of experts managing your money.
Basically. And in factories, manufacturing, it's making everything faster, better. AI is making sure things are made right and building smarter robots that can actually work alongside people.
It's changing how we make things from the ground up.
And get this, even creative stuff. AI composing music, making art, even writing movie scripts.
Hold on. AI writing scripts. Getting a little too real, haha. But seriously, that's kind of mind blowing. So, like, are we gonna see AI win an Oscar anytime soon?
You never know. It's early days, but it's moving fast.
Exciting and scary at the same time. There are a couple of things in the article that really caught my eye, like AI being used in journalism. I never really thought of those two things together.
It is surprising. But AI is great at digging through huge piles of information. Like, imagine financial records, legal stuff, mountains of data. It'd take humans forever to go through it all. AI can do it in like a day.
So it's like a superpower for journalists, helping them uncover stuff that would have stayed hidden.
Exactly. It can spot patterns, find leads, all that stuff journalists need. It's not about replacing journalists, it's about giving them the tools to do their job even better.
Big difference. Helping, not replacing.
Right. And that leads into something super important about AI that we haven't even touched on yet, responsible AI development.
So we've talked about AI changing everything from how doctors diagnose illnesses to how journalists break news
It's
stories.
pushing the limits of what we thought was possible with things like self-driving cars and even AI created art and music.
But with all this potential comes the responsibility to make sure AI is developed and used ethically, right? To benefit everyone.
Absolutely. And that's where responsible AI comes in.
So, responsible AI, it's not just a trendy term. We're talking about making sure AI is a force for good.
It's about making ethical considerations a core part of AI development. It's not just about what AI can do, but what it should do.
So, we can't just create these powerful AI systems. We have to make sure we're using them in a way that aligns with our values.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Just because we can teach AI to do something doesn't mean we should. We need to be very careful and consider the consequences of the AI systems we're building.
It's like giving someone a powerful tool. It can be used to build amazing things, but it can also cause harm if it's misused or even if it's used carelessly.
And the stakes are even higher with AI because it has the potential to impact so many aspects of our lives. Responsible AI is about reducing those risks, ensuring transparency, fairness, and accountability in how these systems are created and used.
So, transparency meaning we understand how AI is making decisions, fairness meaning we're avoiding bias, and accountability meaning there are ways to address any negative unintended consequences.
Yes, it's about making sure AI benefits everyone in society, not just a select few. It's about creating AI that reflects our shared human values.
And that's a conversation everyone needs to be a part of, not just the tech experts.
I completely agree. The future of AI isn't set in stone, it's being shaped right now. And we all have a role to play in making sure it's a future we can all be proud of.
That's a great point to end on. So, to our listeners, as we all move into this new age of AI, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay engaged in the conversation about how we shape this technology to make the world a better place. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI. It's been quite a journey.